client has moderate carpal tunnel syndrome and is hoping to avoid surgical intervention. She works as an editor for a publishing company and works on her computer all day. Her physician has ordered an orthosis for her to wear all day and night and specifically asked for a design that allows his client to use her keyboard while wearing the orthosis. Center client's hand on paper towel, leaving distal digits off, wrist in neutral. Trace the hand. Mark 2 inches distal to anterior elbow crease, ulnar head, radial styloid, proximal 5th MCP joint, and proximal to the 2nd MCP joint. Mark 3 finger widths on each side of the forearm, 2 finger widths on ulnar and radial side of the wrist, and 1 finger width on the 5th MCP. Connect the dots starting on ulnar aspect. Connect 5th MCP and 2nd MCP with an oblique line. Continue radially to the end of the thumb and make a half moon shape over the thenar eminence. Continue line down to radial side of the wrist and forearm.
So for our client with acute carpal tunnel syndrome, we decided to make a wrist immobilization splint. As you'll notice, it is on the dorsal side instead of the volar side because our client's primary occupation includes a lot of typing. This allows the splint to not get into the way and for her to comfortably rest her arms on a table. The other reason that we decided to make this splint is because, as you'll notice, it only immobilizes the wrist joint. The reason for this is so that she doesn't inflame the carpal tunnel anymore, and she allows underneath the transverse ligament to rest so that her median nerve is not impinged. The other reason is that her fingers and her elbow joint, as well as her thumb, can all move freely. We also placed the splint at 10 degrees of extension. The reason that we did this is because you don't want your hand to be in extension or excessively in flexion, because that will add more pressure onto the area where the carpal tunnel is at. The reason that it's at 10 degrees is so that she can still functionally make a fist with her hand.
So for our orthosis, we chose to use a 1/8 inch thick thermoplastic material. We chose this because it provides support for the client's wrist. The material is perforated, which makes it lightweight and breathable. The client will be wearing this orthosis all day at work, so it needs to be breathable and lightweight for her in order for it to not be uncomfortable. The material has a memory which allows you to fix any mistakes while working with it. It also has a fast activation time, so when you're in a clinic and you're busy, you can make this orthosis rather quickly for your client. And the material is coated, which means that it won't stick onto itself while you're working with it. So this material also is nice to work with because it does not leave any fingerprints when working with it, and you can conform it to your client.
Okay, I'm going to go over some very basic instructions for your orthosis. You want to make sure and wear this full time, all through the day and even at night. Your physician made sure to recommend that, so be sure and do that. When you're washing your orthosis, make sure that you use a Clorox wipe or just some soap and water. Never put it in the dishwasher because it will melt. Also, leave it out of your car, away from your animals and your children, or just to prevent it from being destroyed. Also, if it starts to feel uncomfortable or it hurts at all, just make sure and call me right away, and then we can get you in to fix that.
Great.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Perfect.
Thank you.